everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today is the sixth video of my pattern series, and today we're going to be making this beautiful pattern. Now this is a very delicate pattern. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it just looks very pretty and it is very delicate. I'm not 100% sure if it's good for jackets purely because of how delicate it looks. It is definitely warm. It is a little bit thicker one, and there's no gaps or anything like that, so it's going to be good for cardigans or even coats. But yeah, let's start it and then we'll see how we get on. I don't know if you can actually see it. I don't know if it's zooming in or not. But yeah, to do this pattern justice, I have decided to use this very delicate yarn. It's still a DK yarn, but it's a little bit thinner than my normal ones. And I will need for this a 3.5mm hook. So I'm just gonna try and find it. So it's this pink one for me. And I will be using 2 stitch markers as well. So let's get started. Go ahead and do your first chain, okay, like so. For this pattern we need multiples of 4 plus 2. So go ahead and do your chain for your project however long you need it. Just make sure that at the end you've got multiples of 4 plus 2. For me, I'm going to do 26, and I'm going to meet you once we all have our desired chain, and we're going to be ready to start row number 1. I have done my 26 chains, so I'm ready for row 1. I hope you're ready too. How are we going to start row 1? In the 4th chain from the hook, so 1, 2, 3, 4, in this 4th one here, we're going to do a double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into that chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. You're going to have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. This chain here, this starting one, we will count that as a double crochet. So go ahead and place the stitch marker there so you don't forget. I do like my stitch markers. I think I've said this like loads of times, but I do love them. Next, in the next chain, we're going to do another double crochet. So for this pattern, all you need to know is how to do a double crochet and how to do chains as well. But we've done our chain already, so half of the job already done. Chain 2, and then we're going to skip 2 stitches, so 1, 2, and in this 3rd stitch we're going to do a double crochet like so. We're going to do a double crochet into the next stitch, chain 2, skip 2 chains, and in this 3rd one you're going to do another double crochet like so. Then next to it you're going to do another double crochet, chain 2, skip 2, and do a double crochet into this 3rd stitch. Continue with this pattern all along this row. So what you're doing is you're doing 2 double crochets, chain 2, skip 2, and then 2 double crochets, chain 2, skip 2, and so on. I will meet you once we are at the end of that row. We're going to finish this row together, and we're going to start on row number 2. I'm coming towards the end of row 1, and as you can see, I've got 5 stitches left. I've done my 2 double crochets and I've chained 2. You can skip 2, and in this third stitch we're going to do a double crochet like we've done so far in this row, and then in the last 2 stitches we're just going to finish it with double crochets. So at the end you will have 3 double crochets to finish, and this is very much a mirror image on how we started this row, because if you actually have a look at the start of this row, it's the same as how we finished with 3 double crochets. So your work should look something like this. Next we're going to chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and this chain 5 will count as a double crochet plus chain 2. Turn our work. We're going to skip the first 3 double crochet. So that's the first one, 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip those, and in here where we made this chain 2 space, we're going to work a double crochet over this chain space here, but in the row below. So yarn over, and then what you'll do is you'll make a double crochet in this chain here below. Okay, so in here you're going to work your double crochet, yarn over, pull through, the same as you've been doing, you know, normal double crochets really. Okay, yarn over, pull through, and then you're going to do another one like that. So yarn over, so in this next chain here you're going to insert your hook the row below, and then you're going to do another double crochet like so. Don't forget to put a stitch mark over here just to remind you that that's a double crochet plus 2. And we're gonna chain 2, and we're gonna repeat that. So yarn over in this chain, in the next chain space, but in the row below, we're gonna do a double crochet. So right there. Okay, like so, and we're going to do the same with the next stitch next to it. Remember we skipped 2, so you should have 2 in between there. So in this next stitch we're going to do a double crochet, so you're working these double crochets in our original chain that we've made. So chain 2, let's do that again in the next chain space. See here, you've got 2 stitches below, work a double crochet into that first one there in the row below like so, and then you're going to work another one in that stitch next to it there like so, and you're going to chain 2. You're going to repeat this pattern all along this row, and I'm going to meet you once we come towards the end. We're going to finish row 2 together, and we're going to start on row 3. So I'm coming towards the end of that row, so I've done my 2 double crochets into that last space there. I'm going to chain 2, and then in this last stitch where our stitch marker is, we're just going to put a normal double crochet like so. And that's a row number 2 all completed. So your work at this moment should look something like this. And let's keep going. We're going to start row 3 by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to turn our work. And this chain 3 will count as a double crochet. So go ahead and pop in your stitch marker there. Now you will notice that we have this chain space here, which means that we're going to repeat what we've done in our previous row. And that is that we're going to work in the row below. So we're going to do 2 double crochets, but we're going to work them in this row below here. So yarn over, insert your hook in here in the row below, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to do the same in the next chain in the row below. Okay. Oops. Let me just do that again. Oh my gosh. We're going to chain 2 and we're going to repeat that into this next chain space. So yarn over, insert your hook into that chain in the row below. So that's this one, as you can see. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we've got 2 there. So we're going to do a double crochet into that first one to begin with, like so, and then another double crochet into the next stitch, chain 2, and continue with this pattern. I'm going to meet you once you come towards the end of that row, sort of about here, and we're going to finish this row together and start on a row number 4. So I've come towards the end of row 3. I've popped out my stitch marker because what I'll need to do is to do a double crochet into that row below, like we've been doing all along this row, and then another double crochet in the stitch next to it. And in this chain 3 space, because we chained 5 originally, so in that chain 3 there, we're gonna do just a normal double crochet. So that's gonna be there for me. We're gonna do a normal double crochet. And now we are ready to start with a row 4. Your work should look something like this so far. To start on row 4, we're going to chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to turn our work. This chain 5 will count as a double crochet plus 2. So go ahead and pop in a stitch marker there on the 3rd chain, so you know which one it is, because I struggled a little bit after I took my stitch marker. To start on row 4, we're going to skip these 3 stitches there, and in this chain space in the row below, we're going to do double crochet, the same as we've been making for row 3. So go ahead and do 2 double crochets in the row below, just under the chains. Okay, so that's 1 and that's 2. We're going to chain 2 and we're going to repeat that in the other space there. So exactly the same as we've been making all throughout this pattern. Okay, so you're going to do 2 of those double crochets you're going to chain 2 and then do another 2 in that where that chain space is, but in the row below. Continue with this pattern. I'm going to meet you once you've come towards the end of row 4. We're going to finish row 4 together and we're going to start with a row number 5. I've come towards the end of row 4. What I've done is my 2 double crochets, I've chained 2, I'm going to skip 2, and then in this last stitch here, this is the chain 3, we're going to just do a normal double crochet. Okay, and we are up to row 5. For row 5 we have to chain 3 and turn our work, and this is where you're going to start repeating rows 3 and 4 for this pattern. So this is a 2-row repeat of rows 3 and 4. You can do your work however long you want and continue with this pattern. I'm going to do a few more rows, and once I've done this sample a little bit bigger, I'm going to come back, we're going to compare it with the other sample that I've got with a lighter color, see how they work with a light and dark, and that will be it really. Keep crocheting and I'm going to see you in a jiffy. Okay guys, and this is what I've got so far. I have changed the color here because I wanted to see what it's going to look like if we do different colors, and I think it's going to look beautiful. It gives it this like a, I don't know, like a tweedy effect or something like that. So I think it's going to be very good if you're doing like a gradient sort of pattern, and maybe for a scarf or a hat even. What I was going to show you is how to finish this work, so obviously you don't have these gaps here. So what we'll do is we're just going to chain 1, turn our work, and what we'll do is instead of doing sort of the chaining, what we'll do is we're going to start with a single crochet in that first row, and then we're going to do the 2 double where that chain 2 space is, like so. Then in the next 2 chains, so that's this and this, where normally we would have chained 2, we're going to do single crochets, so that's 1 and that's 2. Then we're going to do 2 double crochets in the row below, like so, and another one, followed by 2 single crochets on here, and that's going to give you a nice edge. So let me do 2 more double crochets into here so I can actually show you what that is going to look like. Okay, and there you have it. So you're going to have a nice clean edge there. I'm going to finish this row, so I'm going to do this all the way to the end, and I'm going to show you what my sample looks like, and that will be it really after that. So I'll see you in a moment. And there you have it guys, so our pattern is complete. I think if you're changing colors on this pattern, it looks actually better than doing it just with one color, because with one color you can't really see it that well, I don't think. I don't know, but it's a lovely delicate pattern. I'm going to show you the lighter color as well, so you can sort of compare them and see what you think. But I definitely think with the changing of color it does look better. But yeah, let me know what you think and if you try this pattern. Same thing as before, whatever pattern gets the most likes and comments, that's the pattern that I'm going to use to create a child coat or cardigan, depending on what the pattern is and how thick it is. So yes, let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed the video and making this pattern. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really means a lot to me. I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I'm going to see you next Friday with a different pattern. Thank you all, and bye bye.